Looking good, gang. Let's do this. So, where now for Generations? I mean, now that the Prime Wars trilogy's finished turning everyone into combiners, plundering every possible sweaty wrinkle of the G1 Earth and turning everyone else into headmasters, it's tricky to know where there is to go. Bit of Beast Wars love, maybe? Spot of Armada or Car Robots reminiscer merch? Dream on, stupid, we're doing G1 again. And here's me thinking the word Generations was a plural. Yes, indeed, please welcome to the stage the War for Cybertron trilogy, whose first chapter, Siege, is kind of a tricky one to pin down. Like, it's clearly going for a battle theme with the whole battle damage, battle effects, battle patrol micromasters, and yes, battle masters, but the toys themselves don't really seem to have much of a unified MO. Like, are we doing Cybertron modes or are we not? I mean, as far as I can see, all they've really got in common is a general vibe that sort of translates as G1, but cool. But honestly, the quickest way to gauge where Siege's head's at is just to look at the first wave, busting out the gate with an all-star lineup featuring some of the franchise's biggest names and best-known faces and flywheels, including two lush, all-new Voyager versions of both megastar leaders in Wave 1. So let's get on board and get good and stuck in with the big red boss bot himself. This is Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Siege, Optimus Prime. Yes, indeed, this is your Autobot truck daddy for the 2018-19 season, and they've gone capital F full G1 with this one, with like almost no deviation and no intrusive gimmicks. This has got to be the most straight-ahead, honest-to-goodness, modern mainline G1 Optimus since like Classics 06, which still love this guy, but he's definitely starting to look like a toy from a decade ago. So check him out. There's certainly something about him that perfectly captures his cheery Robo-Popper vibe from the original series, when he could take on any challenge with might and bravery and honesty and still just be like, oh, good grief. And I feel like a big part of that is the head sculpt with its classic blue helmet, bright soulful eyes, and that faceplate that somehow really resonates as righteous hero energy and humble dad advice. Dadvice. And I'm not totally sure what it is. Is it the ridge at the top? Something about the angle? I don't know, am I nuts? Anyway, behold, if you will, the instant visual impact of the signature Optimus sleek physique, with his hefty chunkin' man pecs, wheels packed in all snug to keep that waist cinched, forearms are looking perhaps a little baggy, but the shoulders are keeping it cubist, and the legs are clean and kibble-free for a perfect proportionation. Paint job's also looking pleasingly sharp. I did have my concerns with the whole wartime wear and tear trend alert, but honestly, it's pretty minimal. Like, it's there, but it's no bother, and there's no way it could diminish the pure aesthetic power of the Optimus palette, with its stunning red and blue dead-on hues, breathing highlights in yellow and white, and the depth of detail here is basically a miracle. Like, you really shouldn't be able to fit this much sculpting on a guy this size. Again, it doesn't overpower him, but if you're looking for it, he's just drenched in digital style. Boob windows are a veritable Cyber City roadmap. They've even got the screw holes in on the joke, and I definitely appreciate the amount of tiny triangles. I don't know why exactly, but those are my favourite genre of tiny robo detail, second only to underbutt SCART cable adapters. So Prime's pose game is definitely on point for being such a blocky brawn box, packing 5 joints per limb, tilts and toes, waist wiggle, and a hat wobble. A couple of oddball intricacies on the go, like this flat pack backstack here, which kind of comes off more like a standard bearer Matrix billboard, or maybe a compact jetpack. Just a thought. To be fair, it's extremely deal-withable. Like, if I forgave Henkei Convoy for all this, then this basically doesn't exist. Anyway, behind these beefy barn doors, Prime's packing a conspicuous absence of Matrix.
It is to you, old friend. I shall pass nothing.
I kind of love how it's this perfect cube of emptiness hiding just below the surface. Same. But it's the perfect size to freak out the squares with a secret second head or stash a snack for later. Now, seeing as how Siege's whole gig revolves around big shooty laser fights, Optimus is positively primed for a plethora of forward firepower. So check it out, he's naturally got his iconic Ion Blaster, Ike-Ionic, along with this neat Cyber Steel Techno Buckler which can flop out into a brutal battle axe. Plus you can spin his wrist kibble around for some fan mode sleeve shotties, get some Battle Masters on the go, or rock some muzzle flash action, or jam some plastic impact blasts onto these tiny nubbins. I call them bang boils. But by far the funnest thing about the Siege gang is that they're all friggin' infested with weapon ports. Look at these chimps all riled up and ready to show off some shooters with every possible appendage. There's almost more gun ports than there is plastic. I call them arsenal holes. So if you want, you can scrounge up weapons off the others and let Prime have his one-bot army moment, or you can bring COG into the mix. Mini review! Look, man, you're gonna want to get a cog, alright? If you're gonna fully enjoy the Siege experience, do yourself a solid and grab a cog, because he's a pretty cool robot dude with an alt mode that's kinda bullshit. He matches great with Fort Max if that's what you want, but he's not really about that. Because check this out, he can explode into like half a dozen different weapons and upgrade your mild-mannered robo-rabble into a hypercharged death squad. Get him a cog each. Get 2 cogs and mash them into each other. I mean, Battle Masters I can take or leave, but you gotta check out Cog, man. Not that one. He's basically an accessory pack with a robot mode. He's not just covered in guns. He is guns. So yeah, I don't know if they could have got the robot mode any more perfecter. This is the purest, the slickest, and the straight up best Prime's looked in a long ass time. And it's a bloody good job it is such a banger, because there's a big part of me that wants to be annoyed that it's such a brazen injection of concentrated 1984 right into your rose-tinted, wide-eyed baby brain. Wow, real innovative, guys. Is that how little you think of us, yeah? As if the actual G1 reissue wasn't cynical enough. Just keep feeding us that same old regurgitated slop from before. Is Visa okay? Transformations is Optimus Prime. There's some fun extra steps with the legs and the front panel, but it's Optimus Prime, you know the drill. And the truck mode also is Optimus Prime. I mean, it's a slightly new take on the classic cool-ass chunky red and blue truck that's indistinguishable if you squint, but it does have a certain fresh factor. Like, check out this lush Energon crystal-y glass front. I'm getting space, I'm getting Iacon front lines, I'm loving the aggressive shotgun headlights and weird top-mounted energy eyebrows, and check it out, you still get access to almost all the cog holes. Back end's a smooth depiction of Optimus Prime's back end. It's got the grey vents and the pinched up feet and the little wheels poking out from under this oddly pleasing rain skirt. No trailer hitch to be seen, so I guess that means there's no bolt-on trailer coming up, which, thank God, who has room? More like, who has 2 cogs? Bit of a weird gap up the back of the cab, but if you want, you can half transform your way to a hover truck mode, or the classic fan favourite truck cab that has legs and feet. But like, are we doing Cybertron modes or are we not? Because this thing's only barely cyber stylized, and like the robot mode went all out G1, so I just can't ignore that deep down hardline G1 voice that sees this as proof that they definitely could have pulled off a micro masterpiece for a Voyager price point and just decided not to. Look, I'm not mad. I'm not letting that line of thinking lead my opinion, but it is there. God, what do I want? Look, let's not bemoan what it isn't, because what it is pretty special. It's a beautiful action figure, one of the best loved characters in all of pop culture. It looks awesome, feels great, and does loads of cool stuff. So am I really going to sit here and gripe about a slightly knobbly truck mode? A bit. Just time to check out the Siege line-wide box gimmick, which is a pretty fun super secret blacklighting website cybercode situation. With these hidden UV reactive Cybertronian messages you can punch in online to unlock secret content. And it's pretty fun, man. Like, the rewards aren't the greatest, but because the messages are hidden and coded, it does make you feel like an amazing detective slash genius. But Primes operate differently. See, they don't hide behind UV. They leave their messages in plain sight, but extra long and super tiny. But what does it say and what does it get you? You'll just have to join me on the case. So yeah, Siege Optimus is, for me, the indisputable best mainline G1 Optimus in at least 10 years. Because look, all primes are valid, but you don't always want him to be a combiner, or a $60 digivolving weirdo, or a headmaster with a jet mode. You just want him to be Optimus Prime. And this one does indeed have the touch and or the power. Yes! Random patron shout out! Hey, big cheers to everybody watching, thanks to all my patrons for supporting me, and extra love this week to Graham Brown, who's not only a patron, he also gave me this thing! Way! Thank you, mate, love you, bye!
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.